Hello, everyone. This is Lisa. I wanted to talk about the mail-in ballots today. I have an article which I found, and I want to put this, you to have your thoughts and your inputs. You can put it in the comments because I can't go live on YouTube. So I'm going to read this article, and then you can tell me your thoughts. Here we go. This is from thepostgazette.com. Okay, here we go. Title, the headline says some PA counties will delay counting mail-in votes, potentially fueling challenges. Funny, huh? York County election officials hope to count every available mail-in ballot and announce results before they go home late on election day. Opening of mail-in ballots will begin at 7 a.m. on election day, the earliest Pennsylvania laws allow. Mail-ins will then be processed by a sworn-in contingent of 75 people at a special location being kept secret until Sunday. Why is that? That sounds funny. That allows space for social distancing. It's an expansion of the plan carried out during the June primary when a contingent of 25 people processed 40,000 mail-in ballots, completing the task at about the same time as in-person votes became known. This time, the Republican-controlled counties is prepared to count upwards of 92,000 mail-in votes. We figured triple the ballots, triple the effort, York County spokesman Mark Walter said. Our plan is to have them all counted on election day. Other counties are taking a different approach in Cumberland County. Officials don't plan to begin counting mail-in ballots until 9 a.m. on the day after election. Why is that? That's something to question. Sounds fishy to me, and it should to you too. Think about it. The ability to count mail-in votes by the end of election day or shortly thereafter may have major ramifications for the November 3rd presidential election. With the COVID-19 pandemic and a year-old Pennsylvania law making it easier to cast ballots by mail, there has been a history surge in mail-in voting. It will pose a historic challenge in terms of counting them and reporting prompt results. More than 3 million voters requested mail-in ballots, and about 2 million have been received. Yeah, some double that at people's houses, which is not a conspiracy theory. It's the truth. Moreover, President Trump has created doubts about the mail-in voting. Well, do you blame him? He has persistently cited potential for fraud, even as experts and officials, including the FBI, have said widespread fraud is rare, which is a freaking lie. Beyond that, he has floated the idea the winner should be known at the end of election day, with any results added after being potentially fraudulent, which is true because people got double mail-in ballots. Not a lie. Many, if not most, Pennsylvania's counties wanted to begin opening and preparing mail-in ballots for counting in advance of Election Day, but Governor Wolf, Slimeball, and state lawmakers never reached an agreement to expand the window, leaving Pennsylvania among only a few states without a head start. As a result, the candidate ahead at the conclusion of Election Day might fall behind as mail-in votes are added. In a bitter and closely contested presidential race where misinformation and conspiracy theories abound and will likely continue, which is bullshit, not a conspiracy theory, the truth, which they like to always sweep under the rug. and will likely continue. It creates the potential for all manner of post-election disputes and heartache. Well, of course there's going to be dispute because we know there's going to be cheating going on. Let's continue. It's made still darker by the fact Democrats have embraced mail-in voting much more than Republicans. Wonder why? That gives rise to the possibility that the earliest results based on in-person voting will put Trump ahead, with the abundance of Democrat votes still uncounted. Yeah, okay. Which will know your shred of anybody who's Republicans' ballots. Cumberland, for Cumberland County draws criticism. Officials in Cumberland County, which is controlled by Republicans, say they are fully complying with the law in delaying the start of the mail-in count until 9 a.m. Wednesday. In a written statement, County Commissioner Gary Etchelberger said Cumberland is committed to counting every vote and not certifying the results in Cumberland County until every eligible vote, whether completed at the polling place or via mail-in or absentee ballot, it's properly counted. The statement further said the delay count affords county officials the ability to concentrate on smooth operations of our polling places and ensure the appropriate COVID-19 precautions, the fake fucking COVID as far as I'm concerned, are in place at a polling location for safety of our residents and poll workers. A spokesman didn't respond to specific questions, about why Cumberland is starting a day later than some counties and whether officials have considered negative consequences of the delay. Of course, they they want to rig the election. Any dummy wouldn't know that. I'm going to strongly urge every single county to start pre-canvassing the ballots on election day. Bukovar told reporters Wednesday, if it's not 7 a.m. at some point on election day, because it's going to take a while. The sooner they start, the sooner they finish. Cumberland County plans to to draw more criticism Wednesday. Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman posted a message on Twitter calling on Cumberland County to canvass all the ballots starting election day at 7 a.m. State Rep. Torrin Ecker, a Republican representing parts of Cumberland and Adams County, responded to Fetterman's message on Twitter saying, something I can definitely agree with. Counting the vote. A sample of several other Republican controlled counties in the Harrisburg region reveal plans to begin counting plans early on election day with a goal of reporting results by the end of the night. We don't like to have it dragging on for a day or more. We're not wired that way, Perry County Commissioner Gary Eby said. Eby described teams who will begin counting the mail-in ballots early on election day. He held out hope the mail-in count will be finished before in-person results begin rolling in shortly after 8 p.m. As was the case with the June primary. While there will be many more mail-in ballots to count on November 3rd. The county has more people, more county equipment, and will start earlier, he said. In Dauphin County, Commission in Dauphin County, County Commissioner Mike Price and several election officials held a tour for reporters showing mail-in ballots received so far, stacked in trays, and 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 detailing how, beginning at 7 a.m., a crew of 30 will begin processing and expect 50,000 mail-in ballots. The tour included demonstrations of the machines capable of opening and counting thousands of ballots per hour. Price said Dolphin, with about 199,000 registered voters, has spent about $675 gearing up for upcoming effort. I wonder, and who's paying for that? Taxpayers. It's a pres it's a presidential election year of all years to be trying all this stuff out, he said. Still, he said that barring equipment problems, power outage, and similar disruption, he expects Dolphins results will be known late on November 3rd or shortly thereafter. A Lebanon County official also outlined a detailed plan for producing full results by the end of Election Day. We are estimating having 90% of the ballots counted on election night, said County Commissioner Ellen Litz, referring to mail ins. As will with Pennsylvania counties, mail in votes will be accepted through Friday as long as the postmark shows that they were mailed in no later than November 3rd. Most county officials expect that those will represent a trickle compared to the amount I've received by November 3rd. In Lebanon County, a team will begin processing mail-ins at 7:30 a.m. on Election Day, with another taking over in late afternoon, according to Litz. The county has distributed about 20,000 mail-in ballots, although, as as elsewhere, officials expected the number who return them will be something less. It's a lot of stress to do it all in the same day as the election. People are going to be exhausted. That's why we're doing two shifts. Fresh arms, fresh eye, Liddit said. Our staff is awesome. They're giving 100%, 110% to make this election work. I think they are doing us proud in Lebanon County. EB and Perry County's team is a mix of county workers and volunteers, with the volunteers coming from both parties. They are very anxious to get it over with and get it behind them. I think they're all looking forward to putting this thing to bed, Eby said. The U.S. Supreme Court on Wednesday said it would not grant a pre election review to a Republican appeal to exclude Pennsylvania mail in ballots received after the election day. However, the court orders indicates that justices may consider the appeal after election day and potentially determine if the 3-day extension should be allowed. Pennsylvania Attorney Josh Shapiro, scumbag, expressed relief. Supreme Court isn't overturning the state's 3-day window to count late arriving ballots. The denial of expedited review is good for Pennsylvania voters who will not have the rules changed on them on the eve of election without proper review, Shapiro said in the statement. We know this fight may not be over, and we are prepared. Amidst the uncertainty of the Supreme Court's potential involvement, Pennsylvania told counties on Wednesday set aside and not count those ballots arriving after the polls close until they get further direction from the state. The Associated Press reported it's unclear whether those ballots will ultimately be counted. Bookabar said the other state officials are urging voters to take their mail-in ballots to county election office and drop them off in person. Be sure they are counted. Well, this is also happening in Mercer County and other counties as well. Or there's another story, which is part two. I would like to do a part two, but I'm not going to, where they're going to do the voting behind closed doors and they're not going to have volunteers. Now, that kind of sounds fishy, and I would think about it. So if you did a mail-in ballot, I wouldn't trust it at all. I would go to the polls and stop being afraid of COVID because they're just fear mongering and it's not a conspiracy theory. There are more articles if you like to research about Pennsylvania's ballots and your county area. Please research it. That's all I have to say. Peace out, and remember, vote November 3rd.